Good morning. All right, let's get started here on Superman, Man of Steel. Good morning and welcome to GCI live stream. Draw every day, episode 146. Today we are starting the pencil work on Superman. Of course, Superman is the first superhero to ever exist. A whole new genre when he came out. And he never looked back. Just get a basic layout where I want the shield to go. Coming in here. Thank you everybody for watching. Stopping by the GCI live stream this morning. I do Monday through Friday is my series called Draw Every Day, where every day we'll draw some type of DC character. Today is Superman. And I take requests from subscribers, so if you want to subscribe and request something, as long as there's some kind of DC element to it. Had one of my, good morning, Dana. Thank you very much. And thank you for joining this morning. Had one of my subscribers and mods request a Batman versus Skeletor, which was unique and pretty popular. Really quickly. All right, you got a drawing class. Cool. Good for you, Nino. No bonus today. I've got to go to work. There's no jury duty. So this is it. I started this about 15 minutes earlier than I usually do, so that we could get some more time on here. I know that was a surprise to everybody, the regulars, so, but it's gonna be some headway here. Yeah, don't hesitate to give it a like, please, everybody that's joining. If you do like it, and consider subscribing. drawing these characters for many, many years. Of course, this is not my real job. Don't hesitate to hit the like button if you're liking it. Sometimes I know when I'm watching channels that I subscribe to, I realized I wasn't hitting the like button when, of course, I like it. I've subscribed to it. It's just a really good way to help out YouTube creators, especially ones that we are partial to. So in this, I'm using a 2.0 mechanical pencil. It's a very hard lead to keep the lines light so I can get everything roughed in the way I want it. This is kind of a classic pose, Superman hovering in space. My origin story. I'll give you my first contact with comic books. I was growing up in the 60s in the rural Illinois. There was only 3 TV channels, so you didn't have a lot of TV. It was a black and white TV. No color in the TV. So we would see, you know, superheroes once in a while. There was a few shows. The Batman series was on when I started when I was about 3. Okay, I'll try to make him a little more happy. Hey, what's going on, Spoon Kid? Thanks for joining, Spoon Kid. All right, I'll make Superman a little more pleasant looking, not so ready to kick your butt. This place we lived in out in the country had a couple of little buildings, outbuildings. It wasn't really a farm, but it had one building I think had been like probably a chicken coop at one time. And me and my brother had a lot of junk in it. Me and my brother were in there messing around one day, and we found this old suitcase. And we opened it up, and it was full of my dad's comic books that he had when he was a kid. Now, my dad was born in 1940. So, about the same time Superman was created was when my dad was born. So as he grew up in the 40s, he was a bit of a comic book fan himself. His comic books were just getting started when he was little. He had some Superman, some Batman, and I just loved the whole look of the comics, the covers, the panels inside. Me and my brother were going through them. My dad had some of the old Western comics. Hello, Tony. Wow. You gotta get some sleep, dude. So when I was a kid, I think as far as dream jobs go, I always wanted to be, first of all, a police officer. Because I think in my mind, that was as close as I could come to being a superhero that would step in and help people. But as I grew, you know, of course it changed, and then as I got older, I always wanted to work outside. And so I was looking into becoming maybe a ranger, forest ranger, or a botanist working with trees, or Yeah, you will. Yep, I will. I'm going to spend extra time on the face. Thank you everyone for watching, who has so far. Yep, make him a light blue once I get to the color. Thank you everybody for watching. Yeah, I think I like that shape a little better for the make his waist a little smaller, which will bring all this in a little bit more. Yeah, we want this cape really blowing in the wind. Yep, when you add the cape, it really adds energy to the drawing. Especially with Superman. So right now I'm just getting the basic layout and where I want everything. Thanks for those of you who stopped in to watch for a few. Truck Lover. That's a cool name. I'm a truck driver too. I actually have to go to work today. I've been on jury duty all week, but today I'll be going back to work, and then I have more jury duty tomorrow. So I might be able to do a bonus. Actually, I will be doing a bonus video tomorrow after I do my initial. Thanks for stopping in, Truck Lover. I'm getting ready to buy a new truck for personally, pickup truck this month. Oh yeah, what's up? Suspended license or something? Or injury? Oh, stroke. Sorry to hear that, man. Best way to recover from a stroke that I've discovered, because I've had a lot of friends who've had strokes. I've got one guy I work with. I've been trying to convince him of this. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the carnivore diet, but the carnivore diet gives your body everything it needs to for the neurons and the nervous system and the brain to recover from a stroke. So if I was you, just my opinion, obviously, I would look into the carnivore diet immediately and watch your improvements begin. Yeah, carnivore, because you're getting all the cholesterol you need. And the thing about your nervous system and your brain's like 40% cholesterol. And the way people eat now on low cholesterol diets, they're depriving their body of what it needs. So, just a suggestion, but if I was you, I would give it a try. do like a 30-day trial where you eat nothing but meat, primarily beef, salt, and water. And that will give you some real improvement. Hello, aesthetics. Hello, Pink. Thanks for joining. Yep, I've been carnivore for since October of 2024. One side effect of carnivore is losing weight. Another one is all your aches and pains and your brain works better. That's about when I started this channel back up, because I could think clearer, I draw better, wake up with more energy, because the way we eat as Americans is really killing us. Himko Toga, thank you for joining. Appreciate you being here. Yes, I'm working on a Superman sketch today. Haven't drawn Superman for a while, so I wanted to get another Superman in here. So right now I'm just using this 2.0 hard lead just to get things roughed in. Yep, I drive a 2023 at work, a 2023 880 Kenworth, curtain side with a Moffett on the back, forklift. That is a sweet truck. Been driving a long time too. Drive on. All right, I think I'm going to rough in this face. Thank you again, everyone, for joining here this morning. Appreciate it. My regular crew hasn't shown up yet. I did start 15 minutes earlier than I usually do, so that probably threw them off. Or they're busy today, which, you know, we all get stuff going on. All right, I did have one of my mods slash subscribers here early. He asked if I make Superman look a little bit more happy. I always draw Superman with the serious, you know, 3/4 pissed off look on his face. So I said I would try to draw him a little less angry. So let's see if I can do that. So now I've switched to this pencil. It's a 0.7 Pentel mechanical pencil with a little bit softer lead, so I can start putting in details over the pencil. And then when I get this pencil drawing cleaned up the way I want it, I will be, which will be hopefully today and tomorrow, I'll go over with ink like they did in the old days in the comic book industry. So if I keep the nose and everything up here, it gives him this really gigantic, almost cartoonish lower jaw. And I'm not sure if that's the direction I want to go. This is Superman. Trying to get this channel to grow, get monetized, supplement my income, plus I love to draw every day. So thought, why not do that here? It gives me some long form content. Yesterday, so when they give you your watch hours, they're valid. The report on your analytics, it's always 5 days so that they can keep it accurate. And analytics today, which is the report from 5 days ago, had 17 hours of watch time, which is really good. The last 28 days, we had like 503 total watch hours. And that's good for my channel. I know there's some of these big time YouTubers, that's a drop in the bucket for them, but for me, that's pretty good. You go way back with soups. So I'm smiling crazy big, but a little happier than normal for me. And I like the squintier eyed Superman. Not sure how you guys feel about that, but I like that old school-esque, almost like the Flashman animated squinty-eyed Superman. When I was that age, I used to have dreams that I could fly. I could get running down the street in my dream and just do a little hop, and I would get airborne, just like Superman. So you see what this does here with this pencil. Gives us some detail here. And that classic. Yep, I kind of like that. Just keep it simple. Just indicate the hair for now. Of course, you get those cheekbones going. Yeah, I'll touch that nose up later. I'm not sure. I'll probably address that a little bit more here before I get to ink. Thank you everyone for joining. Please don't hesitate to hit that like button if you're enjoying what's going on here today. Yeah, your mom. Yep, do the whole towel. Yeah, I remember going to the theater to see Christopher Reeves in Superman. I was a teenager, standing out there waiting to get in. There was a line of people waiting to get in. That was back in the old days when people flocked to the theater because that's all we had. We didn't have all this stuff on the internet. There are any other outlets just to see these guys? Yep, so now I'm just all smooth lines I put in just to get an idea of what was what I did before. I'm just coming over with this smaller gauge mechanical pencil. That's a little bit softer lead to give me a little darker line. Yeah, I was born in 1963. And this month I will be 63. Born in 63, I'll be 60. Started drawing back in those days, and I haven't quit yet. Yeah, Clark Bar. That would be great. 73, yes. I was 10 years old in 73. I do remember the 70s. Neil Adams was the man in the 70s for see. He could do no wrong. That man was very talented. Yeah, and I patterned some of my, when I first started drawing my artwork after Neil Adams. Really good example of that realism. Yeah, we got 6 new subscribers yesterday also, so yesterday was a pretty day for the GCI studios. I'm going to have to step away for 1 minute. I will be right back. So please hang in there. Don't go anywhere. And I am back. Yeah, see, diabetes is another thing that carnivore can help with. So anybody has a tendency toward diabetes, type 2, which is caused by the way we eat as Americans, that way with a carnivore diet. People who go on carnivore usually with type 2, their diabetes clears up like within a month or 2 after starting. A lot of the problems we have is the way we eat as Americans. Too many carbs, too many seed oils, too many plants. Every plant has some form of toxin that's trying to kill us. Thank you for the likes, everyone. And even consider subscribing if you enjoy this type of content. I do draw every day, Monday through Friday. I'm drawing DC characters and usually taking requests. This one was just on my own. Had been a few days since I drew Superman, so I wanted to get a Superman in the works. So Monday through Friday is the series I call Draw Every Day. I draw DC characters every day. Saturday and Sunday, as a community, I have you guys come up with ideas, a name or powers, characteristics for a new super, and I start doing the thumbnail sketches and the character drawings, and we come up with a whole new character every Saturday, and then tweak him out on Sunday, finish up the drawing. I think we've created 6 new characters, heroes and villains. That one's called Create Heroes and Villains. So we usually get a pretty good group on Saturday morning, and mostly subscribers. And we flesh their idea, we brainstorm, I do sketches, we tweak it together as a group and come up with a brand new superhero. Last few weeks I've had such detailed versus style drawings where it was like Batman versus Skeletor, or He-Man versus Invincible, that I went ahead and used the weekend to finish up. Because with two characters, you can imagine you have to double the amount of time it takes to complete the drawing. But I love to do comic book style art. And actually, next month, I'll be going to my granddaughter's elementary school for career day. And instead of talking about truck driving, which is my main job, I'm going to be talking about how to start a YouTube channel. So I'm getting some merch put together. I had some of these GCI Studio keychains. So I'm going to be giving some of those out. There's a 3D printer, and he made some of these. So I'm going to be having these available in my merch once I get some inventory made up. So if anybody was interested, I'm going to see about pricing these out and sending them out if anybody wants one. Start my monetization with some merch. Wow. That's an accomplishment, man. A centurion. I've never known anybody to live that long. Hello, Coste. Welcome. You got here in time. I still have about 10 minutes left on this Superman sketch. So, thanks for being here. Howdy, Dylan. Thank you for joining, man. Appreciate the comment. So, yeah, your grandfather's born in 07. Wow, that is amazing. Thanks, Costi. Yeah, I just have a page of Superman images up here on one of my devices, so I can just take a little bit from each one. But pretty much this is GCI style. I want to make him heroic and large, and so here he comes. Yeah, predominantly DC. I do on this channel. I have another channel where I do Marvel and like The Simpsons, more cartoon stuff, but my Marvel stuff is in Gibson book. So that's how I got this channel started up again in 24, was doing a lot of Marvel, and then I started doing some Simpsons and some cartoon characters also. I specialized this channel though to DC last year, and it's really taken off. So I do both, but I don't do any Marvel on this channel because it really, my viewer drops crazy when I start drawing Marvel on this. So people here are primarily DC or comic book in general fans. No, I haven't had a chance to look at that series. I keep forgetting about it, especially having jury duty this week, but I know that's not an excuse. You talked about that series a long time ago. Thank you for the likes. Consider subscribing, please. Keep growing. We have a really good community here. I'll have a lot of them on this morning for various reasons, but typically we have a big crowd here, good crowd. Yeah, so if you're into DC primarily or just book art in general, I do tutorials once in a while. I haven't done a lot, but I'd like to do more of those. I've done a couple on each of my channels on drawing the superhero face. Yeah, so I have quite a few subscribers who also draw and create their own characters. So if you go into the description on here, Jonah Hex, yeah, that's cool. You mean my personal face on Superman's body? No. Yeah, that's just a face. It's my classic Superman face. Whoosh. Thank you for stopping by, man. That's what, 3 days in a row? Have you back, man. I've got about 3 minutes left and I have to wrap this up because I do have to go to work today. Had jury duty Monday and Tuesday. Have jury duty again tomorrow, but today I've got to get to work and drive my truck. Yes, truck drivers have to have something to do while we're driving. Pick our nose. So I live in Illinois, closer to the Mississippi River. Not sure if you ever heard of the Quad Cities. They're kind of a group of 4 little communities right on the river, 2 on Illinois side. On the Iowa side, I work in Iowa. Yeah, northwestern Illinois. Used to live in Florida, lived there for 15 years. Kind of miss Florida sometimes, especially this time of year. Down to 1 minute. I'm gonna put this up. Yeah, a lot of truck traffic, heading to or leaving Chicago Nest. People are cutting right through here on 74, Highway 80 into Iowa. Yeah, a lot of truck traffic around here for sure. Big truck. I was in Florida. I would drive from coast to coast in the course of in a box truck. That was fun. Go from the Atlantic Ocean to the Gulf of Mexico throughout the course of the day. All right, that will do it for today. It was nice to meet you, Trevor 5404, and everybody else who joined. Thank you, Ayush, for stopping by. And Dylan, thank you for being here. If you guys have any requests or anything, if you go ahead and subscribe, I'll take you and get them on the schedule. Thank you for being here today, remember. And of course, Niznal was here earlier. And Himiko Toga, thank you for stopping by. And Aesthetics Pink, appreciate your comment as well. And Tony, get to bed. Thanks everybody for being here. Thank you for the likes, and we'll see you tomorrow. Do me a favor, please draw every day. Nice meeting you, truck lover. See you later, hopefully. Have a good day.